Hello, I welcome you to session number 3 on the introduction and implementation of the pilot project. During the next 30 minutes, I will introduce the principles and approaches for enhancing awareness, behavior change, and community participation in waste management, and the importance and objectives of a community awareness raising campaign. Finally, we will cover the key attributes of a good awareness raising strategy and essential planning and implementation steps. The solid waste management solutions proposed by the project will require significant public awareness creation and behavior changes, particularly to overcome prevailing attitudes and practices of communities on waste management by explaining negative environmental and health impacts of improper waste management and providing information on the objectives of the project and proposed solutions, and by highlighting the benefits of 3R strategies and waste minimization. Awareness generation will also reinforce messages related to segregation at source, recycling and reusing, reduction in waste generation, no illegal dumping or burning, paying a fee for solid waste management services to ensure sustainability among beneficiaries. For achieving project outcomes, public awareness and public education seek to turn available human knowledge into specific local action to minimize improper solid waste management's negative environmental and health impacts. It mobilizes people through clear messages supported with detailed information. What are the key approaches to raising public awareness and public education relevant to our context? Key approaches to raising community awareness and public education are campaigns. The focus of campaigns is to provide uniform, large-scale impact with standard messages. Many examples of large-scale national and international public awareness campaigns have led to massive social change. Examples include seat belts in cars and smoking restrictions or child immunization. Campaigns comprise a set of activities that may include publications, including billboards, posters, newspaper or magazine coverage, information cards, flyers, bookmarks, and brochures, circular, modules, and presentations, including slide presentations and oral presentations and trainings, e-learning activities, performing and cultural arts, games and competitions, audio and video materials, web pages and activities, social media and telecommunication. Where campaigns are short and time limited because they successfully meet their goals, the tools developed can then be adapted and used at another time or place when a similar intervention is needed. Participatory learning. The focus of participatory learning is to engage people in discovery and problem solving for waste minimization and improved household waste management. At the heart of all these activities is the community's own experience of empowerment. People are especially motivated by approaches in which they themselves participate in a solution, and especially when they believe it is their own idea. Specific tools within this approach include publications such as booklets, circular modules and presentations, participatory activities such as transit walk, risk and asset mapping, seasonal calendar, group discussions, drills, simulations, and tabletop exercises, audio and video materials including videos, audio clips and songs or other music, web pages and activities such as workspaces, social media and telephone-based initiatives such as text messaging and profiling. Informal education. The focus of informal education is taking advantage of brief moments and encounters to stimulate thinking and engage people in discovering actions and behaviors to increase sustainable solid waste management and promote 3Rs. Informal education in communities is the most flexible of all approaches with respect to setting, audience, and time frame. Specific tools that can be used for informal education include publications, posters, guidelines, booklets, activity books, paper models, comic books, and other training modules and presentations, teacher briefings and community training, e-learning such as self-study circular, performing and cultural arts, plays, dances, poems, songs, street theater, puppet theater, games and competitions, audio and video materials, web pages and activities. Informal education involves disseminating standard messaging, but with the flexibility to accommodate the needs and concerns of specific local audiences. This is particularly effective because peer information, social proof, and social support are vital to shifting human behavior. Volunteers are leaders and role models that offer powerful examples as they engage the wider public. Tools focused on stimulating discovery and problem solving allow scope for endless creative activities and materials to appeal to various target audience segments. An efficient and sustainable awareness program shall be designed and implemented considering the principles of consistency and standard messaging, scalability, sustainability that need to be applied throughout public awareness and public education for waste minimization and 3Rs. Principle 1. Consistency and standard messaging. Key messages are needed to promote urgent action to the broad general public. These messages must be standard and consistent to have credibility, legitimacy, and strong impact. Standard messaging is considered an urgent goal in 3Rs and waste minimization education and is particularly important when scaling up efforts to create a culture of a green and clean environment. Often donors fund several organizations to work on solid waste management. Here, collaboration in standard messaging and often in developing joint information, education, and communication materials with multiple logos helps all approaches to succeed. Since the messages are delivered to wide audience, they tend not to contain specific guidance for a particular locality. Scalability. Scalability refers to the extent to which it is possible to do more by rolling out activities to a larger number of people. Whatever strategies, approaches, and tools are selected, one of the underlying challenges is whether these can be applied at a sufficiently large scale that the negative environmental and health impacts being faced can be reduced. Good program design should always include strategies for affordable replication because needs multiple at a faster rate than pilot program solutions can be applied. Sustainability. Sustainability refers to continuing public awareness and public education interventions efforts over a long enough period of time to achieve a shift to culture of 3Rs. Sustainability can be enhanced by identifying activities that can be repeated at regular intervals without being a burden, building in opportunities for innovation and creativity, sharing ownership with the government partners to institutionalize efforts, sharing ownership with education authorities to universalize efforts, sharing ownership with other non-governmental organizations to share the responsibilities, integrating a competitive element, for example giving awards and recognitions. Finally, selecting capable leadership and identify green ambassadors. A significant number of tools are available for making the awareness and public education campaign efficient, sustainable, and productive based on the approach selected. Most common tools are publications, circular, modules, e-learning, performance and the arts, audio and video materials, web resources, social media, and telecommunications. Let us consider those tools we propose using for this pilot project. Publications. For a long time, publications have been the favorite means of distributing public awareness and public education messages. With seemingly endless flexibility, publications can take the form of print or digital materials and come in many forms and sizes. They can be used for broadcast, as in billboards and posters, communication, for example training material or game, and many other functions besides. The decision about which type of published material is the most appropriate and will depend on the target audience, the amount of content to be conveyed, the number needed for distribution, the methods of dissemination, the required durability of the product. Almost all published material can be made available to a wide audience as web pages for online viewing or as downloadable documents. Some messages can also be optimized to distribute on mobile phones and handheld devices. Training modules and presentations. Training modules and presentations are traditional means of bringing a large amount of knowledge and information under a formal, standard, and unifying cover. New elements such as interactive exercises, learning by doing, and social networking make these approaches more satisfying, meaningful, and effective. Important information has often been conveyed through serious events such as meetings, seminars, workshops, and webinars or online seminars, originally developed to structure and support face-to-face training for staff, volunteers, non-governmental organizations, and community members. The type of material is typically designed to support participant learning in the course of face-to-face instruction, support facilitation of community-based intervention, provide standalone guidance to users. Presentations can be delivered very simply with the speaker supported by a few cards, flip charts, or a poster board with an overhead projector or through a digital presentation program, perhaps incorporating video and animation. They may be effective as standalone introductions to various subjects and can also be designed to deliver comprehensive curricula. Short radio and television public service announcements, spots. Many countries require mass media outlets to provide public service messages on the public airwaves, and some do so voluntarily as a matter of corporate social responsibility. Spots are typically 20, 30, or 50 seconds long. They must be short and memorable and tell people how to find more information. Celebrity voices, catchy slogans, and a positive, upbeat tone all help. Well-produced spots on important social issues can make big difference, so it can help to develop good relations with the mass media. Social media. Social media includes all of those online tools that permit people to communicate and network without meeting traditional organizational support. They can be used to build trust and cohesiveness in reach to others. A revolution in digital communication makes it very easy and inexpensive for groups of people to form, share, and work for common purposes. Small or large broadcasting, collaboration, knowledge sharing, multimedia sharing, and collective assessments are easily managed, making it possible to experiment to see what works. As young people take these new forms for granted, they are increasingly becoming an even more important way to deliver public awareness and public education. How do we ensure quality for the material we produce? In order to be effective, all tools that we discussed must be of high quality. The four key ingredients for effectiveness and quality are well-crafted messages, a powerful imagery, an engaging and compelling tone, adapted, localized content. Messages that are well crafted have the following characteristics. They are clear and consistent. They use everyday language. They promote effective action. Powerful imagery. Even for highly literate people, pictures speak louder than words. People often remember visual messages such as photos, graphics, animation, or video more clearly than text. Pictures of people are always effective at engaging audience as they bring the issues to life. An engaging and compelling tone. People tend to do whatever they think other people are doing, so draw attention to what people are already doing, not what they are not doing, rather than appealing to people's sense of social responsibility, their desire to save money, or even their hope of safeguarding the earth for future generations. Use a variety of role models and spokespeople. Respected elders, regular community members, and beloved teachers are especially effective as role models. Adapted and localized content. Developing high-quality educational material is labor-intensive, so it makes sense to build on existing resources rather than reinventing the wheel. To take a responsible approach to adapting, localizing, and developing educational materials for solid waste management in local languages, ask yourself the following questions. What should we adapt? Why do we need to adapt it? Who should be involved in the process? How should we do it? The choice of tools will depend on targeted audience, approaches, and resource availability. The quality of those tools relies upon well-crafted messages, powerful images, and the ability to engage the audience and how well they are adapted and localized. We encourage Benender Regional Administration to conduct awareness raising and public education campaigns in the pilot districts using the guidebook templates. Conducting at least one public workshop in the pilot district before and after the cleanup works, and continuously partnering with social and traditional media for enhancing awareness for broader coverage as required by the project, and in line with international best practice in 3Rs, will assist in ensuring the sustainability of the pilot project interventions. The following activities are required to bring positive changes in people's attitudes, behavior, and practices. Conduct awareness activities including media campaigns and material dissemination before and during project implementation. Involve and coordinate with community-based organizations, non-governmental organizations, representatives, development partners in awareness and behavior change campaigning. Promote good sanitation behavior at all levels to facilitate sound solid waste management systems, which may include adapt daily habits to the agreed waste system, rules, schedules, to offer it at the right time and place for the collection team, segregate waste in designated bins, cooperate in cleanup campaigns, keep house premises and surrounding environment clean. Communicate the role of women and scope for public involvement in improved solid waste management activity in line with 3Rs. This will include adoption of practices at the household level that reduces waste generation, including reduced use of disposable plastics, and the separation of recyclable waste and elicitate participation in the community level activity. Sensitize and motivate stakeholders to desist from illegal dumping and burning of waste, including showcasing adverse environmental and health impacts. Communicate the benefits of the project to the community and generate awareness among stakeholders on the subject themes. Develop an effective and comprehensive communication strategy and program for motivating all stakeholders at different levels to participate for the successful implementation of the pilot project and its components. And finally, elaborate a comprehensive awareness campaign for educational institutions targeting the youth to sustain the success of information education campaigning activities over the long term. Thank you for watching this video, and we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and enjoy a variety of other videos related to pilot project implementation.